be the number that would require verbiage change.
Maybe you could do just a quick review, and then since it's a public hearing, we'd like to offer an opportunity for the public to make comments. If you could kind of briefly touch on the highlights.
You bet. It contains essentially 5 elements. It contains general provisions that would apply everywhere. As a basis for that, those include site standards and building standards that would be defined in for all of that. It even includes some requirements or options for colors. It has standards in it for landscape and open space and streetscapes, which is something we don't have anywhere in our ordinances. And then it breaks it out by area. So we have a Gateway West area, which corresponds to the Gateway ordinances that we recently adopted, and Gateway North, a mixed-use west area, which corresponds to our general plan designation, as to the Gateway areas, and mixed-use central, which is again part of reference to an area in our general plan, and then the mixed-use east. The mixed-use west is essentially everything west of the railroad tracks and south of 2500 or 2700, 2550 and down. And then the mixed-use central is essentially along Highway 89. The mixed-use east is essentially east of 1000 west along 2700 north.
So again,
That's essentially, in a nutshell, the design criteria are spelled out quite clearly and specific standards. Most of them involve choices. Selection from a list, we must do to review following list or something. Some of them are just standards, you need to do this. All of them involve this important statement, and that's the, go to page 2. The supply and current general provisions under applicability. The paragraph 2 there says, at the end of it, the city may approve other designs and treatments, both commercial and residential development, if the city determines that such variations meet the intent of these requirements. And if you look, you'll find that across under design requirement site standards under A, it says the same thing. You go to the buildings, it says the same thing. On page 7, that's there everywhere. So we built into it some flexibility that somebody has a great idea, how to meet these standards, and we haven't enumerated that in here. We could consider it.
You need to point out that this is not for single-family dwellings.
Correct. Although it could incorporate those if they're built into a mixed-use development.
Right, but essentially an RE50, RE20.
Standard subdivision.
This is primarily for commercial or large-scale development.
and again, putting it in context, what you have here is a set of general requirements, which include issues with site, buildings, landscape, etc., then a series of specific call-outs for particular areas in the city which have some uniqueness associated with them. The other thing to mention is how these would be interpreted or applied, and basically that's a function of the Planning Commission having to do a site review for all commercial and industrial development, at which time they have to bring in a site plan, and then that site plan is in for review. Then these guidelines, using the guidelines for these requirements, then would be in effect in the Planning Commission reviewing the site plan.
The city has in place a provision to allow for the creation of a design review committee. We've never established that, it's just on books that could be appointed to do that. That body could act as a resource to the planning commission to do some pre-review for a recommendation or something. If we reach a point where we're getting great big developments coming in and we want to look at some stuff, we could do that if we wish. But by and large, we'll use our DRC, our Development Review Committee, to pre-review some of that before it goes before the planning commission. And of course, I will be doing significant review in relation to this kind. Be an administrative enforcement issue. In other words, we will be reviewing the standards that apply and whether or not this application meets them. And then if we approve them and they're done, then there'll be some, need for enforcement in the field to assure that they're building it that way. That would be a function of more of our building inspector and myself reviewing this.
Okay. General comments from
Every level of it, and consider other ways of doing it. So a developer of a big multi-building project could come in with what he wants to do, and we look at it and say, well, here's what our standards are. Of course, we share it with them up front, but here's what we'd like to see. And he'd say, well, I'm accomplishing that by doing this, but it's not, doesn't say that here. We could consider that. So we've tried to build in as flexibility, yet enumerate what it is we want. So that's what this has come down to, is two ways of approaching it. Tell them what we want, but we can flex.
Explain to me your attachment A, that's supposed to be attachment A.
That's the that thing.
Yes.
That really has not changed. That's strictly from the Betterment Committee that produced. They actually went out and visited a number of product places, works places, went to paint places. They drove around to a number of locations, looked at colors and other things that they liked, and they came up with this list of things that they felt were appropriate for all of the buildings in the city. What we've done is change that from, you must do this, to here's a pre-approved list. If you use these things, we'll say yes. If you want something else, you can ask. So it's we've changed it from this is it to here's something that we pre-approved, if you will, that these things would meet our standards.
Well, I remember looking at this on the planning commission and having a problem with something that was so restrictive.
Well, and that was the biggest challenge that we thought, was that, we were saying at the time, and in all the versions that we went through, is that this is the list for Pleasantview. You will use this. And the way we got around that without throwing away some good work and some desires on the part of the members of the community is, okay, that's great. We'll accept all of those things if you want to use them. Those are automatic. You can come in and we'll approve them if they're on your building. If you want to do something else, then it's okay. We can. So.
Does that, go ahead, yours.
Yeah, so you were saying this is like a minimum standard?
No.
Well, what it is
Saying
that
this is one that you're.
it's more a suggested list. In other words, here's a list of things that we would like to see you use.
There's not very
And
many.
if you want to meet our standards, these will do it.
There's 1 brick, there's 3 stone.
Yeah, and even the list itself used to say, we didn't keep that on there because we said it in the document, that if you want to use something else, you can just have it of the quality and color that's listed here. If you want to use it different.
Well, this doesn't list very many colors. You have 1 brick.
Well, agreed. It's just a list that we were working with, but that's the way we chose to tackle it, rather than try to add to it or
manipulate.
But here's my point, I was in Logan a couple weeks ago, and I've seen this same development several times, and I didn't take a picture, I went into Google